Have you ever seen animals act like they know tomorrow's forecast? Swallows suddenly swoop lower. Dogs seem restless. Ants march in strange lines. Minutes later, the sky changes. It can feel like the animals are predicting the weather. But most of the time, it isn't magic. It's sensing. Weather changes when the air stops behaving the same way. Temperature, moisture, and air pressure shift in small steps. Animals live inside those changes. They don't use apps, they use biology. They notice patterns we rarely feel. Let's start with air pressure. Pressure is the weight of the air above you. When a storm system approaches, air pressure often drops. That drop can change how it feels to animals. It can also shift how gases and odors move through the air. Birds may react by changing where they feed or how they fly. Insects and small prey can respond too. Their movement can pull predators with it. Pressure connects to humidity. Humidity is how much water vapor is in the air. As humidity rises, tiny water droplets can form more easily. That changes the air's texture and how smells travel. Many animals react because moisture matters for survival. Their skin, feathers, or lungs respond. Even hunting strategies can shift. When humidity increases, flying insects can become harder to detect or easier to catch, depending on conditions. Some insects move closer to the ground in damp air. Others change their flight height. Birds notice and often just follow the food. From far away, it looks like a prediction, but it's usually a chain reaction. The atmosphere shifts, insects adjust, then predators adapt. So, where do insects fit in? Insects are like the weather's early warning system. They're small, sensitive, and always moving. They need the right conditions to fly, feed, and reproduce. Even slight barometric changes can affect their behavior. Humidity can change how quickly their bodies dry out. Temperature gradients can shift their metabolism. If you've ever seen grasshoppers or beetles act differently before rain, you've seen triggers at work. Animals also rely on timing. They're excellent at pattern recognition. If storms bring a consistent sequence of changes, animals learn what that sequence usually means, not by thinking like a human forecaster, by repeated experience. Over time, an animal's instincts can tune to the common order. Pressure shifts first, then moisture rises, then insects move, then the air cools. Now, let's connect that to behaviors people notice. Birds may fly low right before bad weather. They may roost earlier or settle sooner. Dogs might pace. Horses can seem restless. But these often aren't supernatural signals. They're responses to sensory changes. They're seeking comfort, safety, and food. For example, if insects rise less or fly differently, birds have to change fast. They may hunt in a new way, using more sound or moving toward shelter, or they may simply follow insects to lower levels. From a distance, that looks like the bird knew the forecast. Wind matters too. Storms bring changing wind patterns. Gusts can start before rain is visible. Wind also affects scent trails and how sound carries. It can even change how an animal regulates heat. When an animal feels its environment slipping away, it may become more cautious, more active, or more likely to seek shelter. There's also light. Clouds can change how light falls. Some animals are tuned to dawn and dusk cues. If cloud cover arrives suddenly, it can confuse internal timing. They may act like evening is near, even if the clock says otherwise. Again, it looks like they know weather, but they're responding to the sky's physics. One more important point. Animals measure the world in tiny ways. Many have senses humans don't use. Some have hearing that picks up changes in sound as air conditions shift. Others detect subtle electrical or magnetic cues. Some can detect gases. Even if pressure is the main driver, animals may be combining multiple signals at once. Think of it like a multi-sensor alarm. Pressure might change first. Moisture follows. Odors shift as air currents change. The animal's brain combines those clues. Then it outputs behavior. Move now, rest now, hunt differently, seek shelter. That's also why animal prediction can be frustrating. Animals don't always get it right. Sometimes rain comes with little warning. Sometimes the air changes but no storm follows. Animals are responding to triggers, not guarantees. Their forecasts are strongest when the atmosphere follows a familiar pattern. So, why do the stories spread? Because the matches are memorable. When an animal's behavior lines up with bad weather, it's a clear, dramatic moment. The times it doesn't match are quieter and fade. Still, the core idea is real. Animals can be early witnesses of atmospheric change. They sense pressure drops. They track humidity rises. They react to wind shifts. They notice insect behavior changing. Then they adjust their next steps. So the next time you see a bird dart low or a dog grow uneasy, don't just wonder if it knows. Look for the clues the weather is leaving behind. The sky, the air, and the living world are connected. And sometimes the most